Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and our guests in their virtual studios today. We have one more guest who's hoping to pop on and join us. But Tina, how are you doing?
Doing fabulous. It is Tuesday and it is the first day of fall.
Is it like officially? Oh, it is.
It is. I was like, wait, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, this whole calendar thing and the whole seasonal thing is just like, what day is it? And it has time is flying by.
What day is it? What month is it?
I feel like I'm missing it. Well, okay, so happy fall. Are you having your pumpkin spice latte?
I am. My sugar-free pumpkin spice latte. We have a full house today. We have a lot of great announcements today.
I'm like, great what? She's like, great. Right, we do have a lot of great announcements today. Well, let's say hello and welcome to all of our fabulous in-studio guests with us. Dr. Mel Campbell, how are you today?
I'm wonderful.
I love that. Where are you coming to us from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, my neck of the woods.
Yes.
You're looking pretty spiffy.
I like to dress up. It's just me.
I love that purple.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so good to dress up and feel the power, and it's a psychology thing.
Do you do this every day? Do you get up and dress and put a tie on every day?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But are you wearing shorts?
Yeah, I am.
Are you wearing pants?
I'm wearing shorts because I'm going to work out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
I've never had to answer that in a web.
Well, we've had a couple of our men not fully dressed on the bottom half.
Jacket, right? A sport coat, like the whole thing. But yeah, they're wearing shorts. They're wearing shorts below. It's the Zoom uniform. To make you feel better, Mel, I'm in yoga pants. So
okay.
Yeah.
And
barefoot.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, and barefoot as well. Miss Avis Carter, welcome. How are you today?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful, bright, sun-shining outfit today. I love the yellow.
Thank you so much.
You are so bright and sunshiny. And where are you coming from? Where are you at?
I am live from Clarksville, Tennessee, by ways of Detroit, Michigan.
You are just so like our little southern charm over there this morning. Look how now. Do you dress like this every day too?
I do not, but the goal is to brand correctly and to dress like this every day because you are your brand.
I love that. Look at her, even your earrings. You're wearing jewelry.
She is our bright start to our day. We try to bring the bright start to everybody's day. She is our bright yellow spot to our day today. And Nena, can you hear us? We're having a little technical difficulty.
Yes.
Okay, good. Where are you coming from today?
Hi, I'm coming from Dallas, Texas.
From Dallas, Texas. And she's got the bright yellow on today. I don't think we got the memo today, Angel.
Sorry, ladies.
Next time. Because I don't have a lot of yellow in my closet, but I could have found something.
Well, it's raining here today, so I have to be bright and sunshiny.
That is beautiful. Look at the sleeves on that. Like it is like our own little fashion show is happening here on the morning show.
I love the bell sleeves.
Oh, thanks.
Gorgeous. Yes.
And then Heather Ryder, how are you today? Where are you coming from?
I am doing really well. I'm in Austin, Texas. We've got 2 Texans on today, and it is also really rainy here, and it definitely feels like fall, which is exciting because we are in the 70s, which for Texas, that's saying something.
Right? It feel so good. I took my dog on I've been trying to, do this health thing. So I took my dog on a walk this morning about 6:30, and I was like, oh, I even put a hoodie on, which was kind of hard with my shoulder and everything, but I did it. It's very comical to put my hoodie on when I have a torn rotator cuff. But yes, it felt so good. And it was like 40 degrees outside. I was like, oh.
Well, I know what we've got a couple of exciting announcements. Some fun stuff is coming down the pike. And so want to hear all this exciting, juicy stuff that you guys are working on and doing. We didn't like draw straws or anything. Who wants to go first?
Well, Heather, how are you doing in the background there?
How am I doing?
Yeah, does it sound okay back there?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, so I was gonna say maybe we should start with Heather in case she has to.
In case,
Yeah,
in
she's
case
got
the,
contractors coming to work in her yard. So yeah, all right.
Out
let's
there,
go
and
with
she was
Heather.
like,
the
"It's
weed
raining. I don't know
whacker
why
comes
they're
back.
here."
Awesome.
Okay, so Heather, tell us what exciting projects you're working on right now.
Oh, okay, excellent. Well, I am an anxiety specialist, and because of the times that we were in, I know a lot of people have really been struggling with mindset, right? We don't know how long we are going to be in the state that we're in, and people, kind of use this roller coaster thing. So I have put together a virtual summit with 15 of the world's top mindset experts. And they're sharing really actionable advice and techniques that people can implement into their everyday life. And so it's been an amazing experience. It's going to be open for registration next week. It's called Mastering Your Mindset, Living a Life of Joy. So I'm super excited about this.
I'm super excited. Is this the first summit that you've put together?
It is the first summit that I've put together, yes.
That's a huge milestone, and how exciting to have those top leaders all happening. So the registration opens next week, you said?
Yes, on I think it's next week. You were talking about days. October the 5th. Is that next week? It's coming up, or maybe the week after.
I think it's the week after.
Okay, yes, thank you. Again, I'm one of those people who's also like, wait, what day of the week it is? I'm not good with dates.
I think we are even going, what month is it? Wait, we're in September? Dang, weren't we just in August?
Yep.
Okay, so how will people find out about it, and who's a great person to attend the event?
Yeah, so it's very easy to find because the website name is masteringyourmindsetforjoy.com. So it's easy to find on the internet. And, we've really targeted high achieving, goal oriented women. Of course, men are welcome, but a lot of us work with women in particular who are just feeling really overwhelmed. They may feel just tons of stress. They may identify even with having anxiety, but they're really ready to start to implement tools and techniques into their life so that they can make change. It's people who are committed to actually doing something about the way that they feel.
Oh. Masteringyourmindsetforjoy.com. Like, I love it when the URL is so matchy. It makes it so easy. So when you're doing interviews, for people to follow. I love it. Dr. Mel, what are you working on right now? What exciting project is coming down the pike for you?
Working on getting to everybody's head this morning.
As a psychologist, the whole point of why we're going through the way we're going through is a psychology thing. So I'm here waking people up. My mission is to eradicate negativity from the world as much as possible. I literally will die with the mic in my hand. This is a mission I have to help people be more positive. So I've been working with some big companies, in particular CDC for emotional intelligence. So I'm doing some big projects with big companies to help do mass webinars to wake people up about self-care and about using their own psychology. You can be your own psychologist. And that's what I help people do, is get plugged into their psychology inside of them, ignite them, help them grow. Avis, by the way, you and I'm from Detroit too. So represented a D,
Yeah.
I was born and raised. My parents are still there. So, nice. I left when it was one of the worst cities to live in terms of murder capital.
What part of Atlanta do you live in now?
I live in Suwanee, which is about a half an hour outside of Atlanta.
Okay.
So I actually came to Atlanta to be the next Martin Luther King.
Oh, really? I like that. I like that. I live in Kennesaw. My son still lives there.
Okay, great. If you're ever in town, we gotta link up.
We will.
Your energy is amazing. I've been watching your shows, and man, you're doing great work. Thank you.
We've done a couple of expos in Atlanta, and the entrepreneur world is on fire.
It's on fire, yes.
Atlanta. I think I have one of my largest audience spaces out of.
And I think actually wasn't Atlanta one of the top cities in the United States to build a business, like an entrepreneurial business. I think at one point it was like one of the top 5.
Well, now it's one of the top places for making movies. Yeah.
Yeah, big movie.
Yeah.
We have a big music scene too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
Guys have it.
remember even going to the grocery store or getting my kids. We were school shopping one time, and we passed a whole movie set, and it was some Disney movie, and we ended up driving through, and the guy came running through. He's like, "We need your media request because you were in our movie and your car was in our movie." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Okay. It was so funny, but you run into sets like that all the time.
Well, you have to come down. We have to build some things. Help the entrepreneurs here. Let's go.
And Avis and Nena, I know you guys are super excited this morning. They are dressed for success, absolutely running our first ever morning fashion show, I think, here on Angel and Tina Morning Show.
I want to do that. Let's have a fashion show.
Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, Avis, let us know, baby.
Greetings, everyone. I am Avis Carter, and I am the host of Fashion Zone, always zealous to overcome negativity. And I have teamed with a co-producer, which is Nena, and I call her Nena Finds. And so with that, we are bringing a whole new genre to the digital world with Fashion Zone. It is a unique African-American TV shopping experience where up-and-coming designers are showcased from around the globe. Now, wouldn't you say that in a time like this, you need help to get advertised? Absolutely. Can you even wrap your hand around it? And so with that being said, Nena, would you like to say anything, the possibilities? And before I turn you over to Nena, I want you to know that the possibilities are endless. You know, we come together and, you know, when you think about cloth, we are all from a different cloth, but we can interweave together to become united. And so, Nena,
like all this, I just love the little language and how you're.
Avis, you have a lot of fans watching you right now. Everybody on ZTV is just going ballistic, saying congratulations, yay for Fashion Zone.
Yes, we're super excited. And you know, it's so funny how you meet different people, right? And what I would say is be mindful of who you meet, because and have an open ear to hear. And so with that being said, I have transformed and opened a new platform for Fashion Zone through Angel Tuccy. And so she is my PR. And so the producer is Zandra, and she's a Zandra TV network. And I was on Angel's, looking at Angel's watch party, right? And your watch party, Tina, the Tina Morning Show. And Zandra has such a zeal about her. And so I was like, oh. And so, you know, I contacted her and she was like, how would you like to be a producer? I'm like, what? I never thought of that. That's a good idea. And so, you know, when we first got started, she was like, okay, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just following you because of who you are. But it's so good to take heed and notice people around you, because if you stay in the same position where you are, you will never go higher. And so that's the beauty about fashion. And so I can talk to you all day about fashion.
Well, let's let Nena chime in a little bit.
Okay, so
Thank you, Avis. I'm proud, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Nena with Nena's Finds. Avis said she calls me Nena Finds, because I have a boutique, a women's boutique here in Dallas, Texas, also in East Texas, Gilmer, Texas. And Sandra had talked with me one day, and she wanted me to meet this wonderful lady by the name of Avis. And she said, I think y'all would do great work together. And because you both are in the fashion industry. So that's how Avis and I met, through Sandra. And it's been a beautiful experience. So we will be launching Fashion Zone, which is an award-winning ZTV network here soon. It'll be a global multimedia platform. And Fashion Zone is where your designs are made famous. So I'm looking forward to collaborating, partnering. I am the co-producer of Fashion Zone and the owner of Nena's Finds Women's Boutique here in Dallas, Texas, and Gilmer, Texas.
Are you in your boutique now?
Yes, I
I
am.
was looking back there. I'm like, ooh, what does she have back there?
Tina's
Lot-
shopping. Tina's
Lot,
shopping.
yep, we can do
I'm a
virtual.
fashionista. You know, I love my 4-inch heels and my handbag. So
We are so excited
We got
to
you.
help you
Thank
guys
you.
launch, and the fact that you guys are now new producers on the Zondra TV network, the Angel and Tina Morning Show, of course, produced on the Zondra TV network.
we love that you guys found your way together and you guys started collaborating. How did that
Yes.
all happen? Besides Zondra saying, hey, you know, meet so and so or meet so and so. What was the thing that got you guys together?
We
Say
both love,
Zondra planted the seed. And go
yes,
ahead.
and we love fashion, and we both collaborated. We talk, we text, we Zoomed a lot, so we do that quite often. Go ahead.
And
I'm sorry,
so,
Ava.
and the uniqueness about Nena and I uniting is like some of our same upbringing from a total different side of the world are the same, right? And so Nina's family talked about the undergarment. And so my aunt used a corset. She did not get caught outside of the house without a corset. Underneath, you know, her garment, everything has to be pulled together. And so now with Nena and I teaming together, everything has to be pulled together on more levels than one.
Oh, now we can go a
Absolutely.
whole lot of places there.
Corset.
Like Dr. Mel, right? Like we like all of us like pulling together, right? Who's
Yes.
who's bringing it all together in order to shine and to be our best selves. And so congratulations. This is super
Thank
exciting.
you.
I'm so excited you guys are launching this and celebrating this here with us this morning, because it's very exciting news. And all of you, Heather, Mel, I mean, just the things that you guys have created during this time when I think so many there was so much unrest and turmoil and confusion and in the world, and who knows what's coming, but you guys were all able to create something really incredible and keep the momentum going, and I think just make an even bigger impact. Mel, how has your business shifted now that it's all online and it's all virtual?
Well, I will tell you, when COVID hit, I was gutted. I literally lost, 8 or 10 grand in business in, minutes for literally. And I gave myself an hour or two, and some friends called me and it's like, Mel, you're a psychologist. Go after this. People need online webinars. I'm like, oh, webinars. Okay. And I luckily partnered with a couple of companies that needed it. Psychology is really big right now. There are people at home dealing with things mentally in terms of their stress level. They need my help. They need all psychologists' help. I would love to get together a group of psychologists and just go help people that need it. I am very much about community. I'm very much about helping. So I had to shift, and it was tough because I literally was traveling. I did 160 seminars. A couple of years ago, I was on a plane all the time. I have a 3-year-old daughter. Her name is Willow. And I'm like, I need to be here for my daughter and watch her grow, watch her develop. So this actually worked out so good to be able to build my webinar business and my coaching business. So I'm honored to be helping people. I literally sometimes talk to people that are thinking about committing suicide. And if you don't say the right words, if you don't have the right energy, COVID has really hit people at a very big depression level. And I will not let anybody fall under my watch. As long as that stress level is high, we've got to do something. All of us talk to people that are not plugged in psychologically and help them. Sometimes they just need to be listened to, but there are people losing their lives, and I'm going to help, and I'm going to make sure that people woke up to their own psychology.
I love how you changed your business. So you were able to change your business so quickly to be online. when Angel and I first started the Angel and Tina morning show, we were just going to do this for a couple of weeks, right? We were just going to try to be the bright start to your day for a couple of weeks. And here we are 7 months in, 130 episodes in. And, so many people have reached out to us and saying, I look forward to your morning show every morning. So you never know what those seeds that you're going to plant, like you said, those little things that can help somebody change their aspect of their life, change the way that they're thinking.
Well, let's get to know. I know this is all right up Miss Heather's alley for sure when we start talking about stress and anxiety. So I'm going to read Heather's bio. We'll get to know her a little bit better. She actually is offering an emotional willingness writing exercise. Her specialty is how your lack of emotional willingness is leading to stress and anxiety. She's known professionally as the energy synergist. She's an anxiety specialist who personally overcame high functioning anxiety and imposter syndrome. That's a big phrase, right? Trend. While working in a demanding tech job, she works with clients from all over the world who want to take a non-traditional holistic approach to healing anxiety. She regularly writes and presents on the issues of perfectionism, imposter syndrome, high functioning anxiety, and other anxiety related topics. Did you spit your coffee out there, Miss Tina?
I think the reason why you and I get along so good is because we're both like recovering perfectionists. But we kind of go off of each other. I'm like, oh, this needs to be like this. And she's like, done is better than none. And then she'll be like, oh, but it needs to be like this. And I'll be like, done is better than none.
Yeah, helping.
I hate it when they throw my own words right back at you. But Heather, okay, so let's talk about emotional willingness. I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah, it's a concept that I guess I coined because I thought that it existed, but many people have been saying that this is the first time they heard it. But what I've really found is that most of my clients are not willing to feel or express or show their emotions. So they're not willing to share them. And so they, as a result, have a lot of anxiety because they're basically like shoving everything down for a really long time and not letting themselves feel it. And so I just help people work through a lot of foundational elements like having a vocabulary around being able to say what they're feeling. And some of these things, some of your, viewers right now are like, oh, I totally got that. But for a lot of people, this is not second nature. It's some foundational things that they really need to be able to say, okay, what am I feeling right now? How do I name that? And how do I allow myself to feel it? And so there's things, that happen in our upbringing that kind of prevent us from being willing to express our emotions. But if you even think about society, in a lot of ways, we're like told to like be strong and you're not supposed to cry in public for whatever reason.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did somebody say suck it up, buttercup?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a funny phrase. And yeah, and so when we think about all these like pressures of like, don't feel your emotions, don't show your emotions, well, they have to come out eventually. And if they don't, then there's some, severe problems that can happen from not showing your emotions and feeling them.
So, okay, so you said you actually overcame high functioning anxiety and stress and imposter syndrome. We hear the imposter syndrome all the time. I think social media makes us feel like, like who am I and who am I to be in this space? Can you recover from that? Like, how do you get through that?
Yeah, you can. So I used to work in technology in Austin, which is still a male dominated industry. There's a lot more women in the field, but it was not uncommon for me to be the only woman in a room of 8-10 men. And so it's really hard not to look around and say, am I supposed to be here? Do I know what I'm doing? And ironically, it's really high achievers that have imposter syndrome. They're the ones who actually are already really successful, right? But they just think, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to be found out. Who am I? But yeah, what really is underneath it most of the time is perfectionism. When we had some, hand waving when we talk about perfectionism. And there are ways to absolutely overcome imposter syndrome. And a big part of that is to start to notice the things that you're saying to yourself all the time, right? Because we have this running dialogue talking to ourselves and we don't even notice it. And then we don't even notice the mean things that it is saying. And so one of the very first steps is to start to be aware of, am I talking to myself? Because you are. And what are you telling yourself, either good or bad? And when you start to notice the things that are pretty negative comments to yourself about yourself, it's actually really astounding when you start to really notice it and you're like, oh my gosh, I am really mean to myself.
Oh, right. And I think you've seen some posts, like some women have said, I've hated her, I've been mean to her, I talked down to her, made her feel like she was unworthy.
A couple weeks ago.
And it was yeah. So you shared that post, right, Tina?
Yeah. Because you watch all these things on social media and all these perfect lives that everybody leads, but you don't see the stuff behind the closed doors. You don't see the stuff that goes on. You see, them doing this. And Angel and I see this a lot with people who want to write a book or who want to launch a program or launch a course. They're like, who am I to write a book? Nobody wants to hear my story. Nobody wants to hear what I'm doing. And we're like, yes, they do. Yes, they do. You're ahead of so many other people. You might not be on the same street as this person, but you're on the same street. You're ahead of the streets on these people that are going to follow you and that want to know your story. And it's hard. I think as women too. And sorry, Mel, but as women, we do that to ourselves. We try to be that perfect person, and we try to do that on social media.
I love on social media, there's a few people that I know that post like really candid images of themselves, right? Or like of their house or things like that. And I saw this recently. I love this. It was on Twitter, and there was a thread of people who were like this, right? They're taking a picture of themselves on Zoom, and then they took a picture of what's surrounding them on the floor and everything else. There's like Legos everywhere, just like a total wreck. And it was really heartwarming because it's like, yeah, we're all adapting right now. And this is like real life.
Is this right here, but if you would see way over there, all the stuff behind the camera, you would not like it.
Yeah. And so,
did you hear me? May I charm in?
Yes, please.
Okay, charm in. Okay, so I know it's chime in, but I want to charm in. And may I charm in? Okay, so Dale and Heather, when thinking about your profession, right? I would say that the way the Lord designed us, you never know what a person is going through, right? And so like with you, Heather, even with all the things that you've shared with us, that sometimes you have anxiety, but like outwardly, you look like picture
all
perfect.
Wrapped up in our corset is all sucked in, right?
Yeah.
You take your corset off and you're like,
so would you say that more so than is body language a huge factor, Dr. Mel and Heather, of even though some things outwardly may be looking great, how can we, or what are signs to say that person isn't okay?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I'll let you take it, Mel, and then I will charm in.
Oh, I can't.
Sounds good.
Charm in.
All right. Well, what's important to understand in this concept is that we have unconscious communication and conscious communication. Your body's always talking, always expressing. And if there's something not going on, a lot of what Heather's talking about is emotional intelligence. And if you bottle down those emotions, your body's going to show that in some ways. If you're feeling positive and uplifting, your body will show that as well. So we have to unconsciously ask, what is that person feeling that they're not feeling?
Oh,
right.
That's good.
So what are they saying that they're not saying?
Ooh, that's even better.
Right. So you actually have you actually have an amazing instinct as a human, and we don't utilize that instinct. We use it as a coach, we use it as a psychologist, so on and so forth. So we have to awaken that instinct on if someone's having issues. And there's something going on at a deep level that's causing them to experience those emotions. There's emotional baggage, emotional story, and an emotional guidance system. So Heather, what are your thoughts?
You know,
Yeah.
Avis is over there taking notes. I saw her get her.
Like,
Dr. Mel, you know when it's good, you pull out a pen. So Dr. Mel, you said, what was that quote you said? Notice what is unspoken, even though it's spoken, or how did you phrase
What
that?
what are they saying that they're not saying
Oh, that's good. Okay,
in a
thank you.
conversation?
ooh.
Yeah, all of us are expressing our deep inner self in some way, and whether it be full on and an awoken person and someone that's really hurting inside, has a lot of pain, such as imposter syndrome you were talking about. If you don't express what's going on and have a healthy way to write it out, to talk with friends about it, you are much more powerful than you believe. You know, if someone ever came to me and say, I'm experiencing something that's going on in terms of I'm not feeling the same level as someone else, I'm gonna motivate them, and it's not easy to do because you have to believe it yourself.
Yeah.
You have to feel it yourself. It's not just a logical thing. It's a heart thing. It's a spiritual.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Heather, your thoughts?
Yeah, Avis, I'm thinking about your question, and I think that if we really want to have a connection with people, that our questions to them are part of how they know that they can trust with us, that they can really share. Because if it's like every interaction is always pretty superficial, then they're going to think that they have to stay at that level as well. And so if the question a lot of the time is like, how are you doing? And you know, like in a real specific way, like, I know this certain thing happened to you, like acknowledge that maybe there's something that happened to them that they actually are not okay with, and say, you know, this might be difficult for some people. I'm wondering how you're doing. And if they are pretty closed off, the first time you ask that it's not going to break through. But if you're continually doing that, where they know, hey, she actually legitimately keeps asking me, I think she actually really does care. Maybe I can tell her that I don't have to, like, the outward thing that I'm showing all the time isn't actually how I feel underneath, right? Then they start to see you as a trusted person that they can tell and talk to.
And Heather did a great job at expressing that. She was using heart gestures. How are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Talking from the heart. You know, I felt that. You know, when you feel it yourself, they can feel it. When you're in and when you tap into that energy that it's not about me, it's about this person and helping them, they're going to feel it and sense that. And talking from the heart is one way to do that. It's not about logic.
You always have those people who are like, hey, how are you? And you're like, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, no, wait, how are you?
Yeah, I think that's our natural, I'm fine. Like, it's not even
your natural
not a
question and your
question, it's
natural
more-
answer.
more of a greeting, right? I ask how you're doing and you say I'm fine. It's really more of a
But if
greeting.
you go, you know what, I'm really not that good. You're like, what?
Whoa.
You asked how I was doing, but that you're
It's a
not
greeting, Tina. It's a
you're
greeting.
you're not expected to say anything else but I'm fine, good, I'm
Right.
blessed, I'm
Right.
whatever.
I
Well,
like to piggyback on what you all are saying in regards to fashion. I have customers that have appointments, and when they come, some of them do not have the best of self-esteem. And they are, like you say, Dr. Dell, the body language shows. Heather, you know, when they come, I listen and I pay close attention to my customers. And they always say, especially ladies, you know, black makes me look smaller, or I wear this because of that, and I'm large, so I can't wear what you wears. And I say, I do not agree. So what we do is build up their confident level, and we change the black with a pop of color. And when they leave, they're confident, they're standing taller, and they're excited. They're excited about style again. They're excited about shopping, and their inner, you know, being is good. So it uplifts them, and you know, I'm here
There
to
is
do that.
absolutely something to,
Yeah.
even Mel, you're talking about how you get up and you get dressed, you put
Every
your
single
tie on.
day, right?
Like, when you
Yeah.
feel good about,
Yes.
you know, what you're wearing, I think that tends to, you know, kind of bring out something inside, like lifts up something. on the inside too. Like we all have that power
Exactly.
color that we think we can wear,
Right.
or it's
Well, the
something we
people
just feel
always,
like
you know,
we're
the
supposed
mindset
to.
coaches always tell you to get up and, you know, one of your morning routines is take a shower and get dressed and act like you're leaving the house. Like get
Yeah.
completely dressed, like Mel does every single day. He wears a tie because it makes you feel better. You know, do your hair and get your makeup on. Make yourself look like you are, you know, make yourself like you are beautiful, and
Right.
you will feel that way.
Right. And tell yourself you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read Mel's bio so we get to know him a little bit more officially as well. He focuses on emotional intelligence. I think this is a really neat conversation that we're having today, the inner and the outer expression of who you are. But for the last 17 years, Dr. Mel has taught and spoken in over 323 cities and throughout 6 countries. He's given close to 1,100 presentations and has motivated over 47,500 students. There's like a thing where you have to count everything. Isn't that like a psychology?
It's,
Like,
yeah, it's a psychology that everybody freaks out. I'm like, I have
12.
yeah. So he's helped reach hundreds of thousands of individuals over the radio and over the news. I started watching this Spanish soap opera on TV, but then it led me to this Spanish movie called Talk Talk. Have you seen it? It's TOC, Talk Talk, which is the Spanish version of OCD. And there was a guy in there that like counted everything. He would tell you how many steps it was to this and how like everything was all in numbers. So as I'm reading your thing and you're this official, doctor, psychologist, like, oh my gosh, you count everything.
I do.
Oh, nice.
I got to keep track. But this is so, how, when we're talking about that emotional intelligence and how you're teaching the CDC now, what does having a mask do to our communication and wearing these masks in when it comes to customer service and building relationships with people in line? Is that something that is going to be impacted? That's like an outer thing. Does that impact our inner emotional intelligence at all?
Well, I do have to say this. I am going to tell you the secret to motivate anybody to do whatever you want, anytime you want. Are you ready?
Hold on.
Is everybody ready? Okay. This is a psychologist telling you. People are only motivated by 2 things, pain or pleasure. That's it. There's no other motivation. So if you turn up enough pain or turn up enough pleasure, people will act. So wearing a mask, the whole fact that you do have to communicate, the pain is enough that I don't want to die, so I'm going to wear a mask. People tend to get through it. Wearing a mask enough, you kind of get used to it. And then it's whole, I don't even want to touch this politically, but the whole aspect of people saying that you don't need a mask. As a scientist, I don't get the logic, and at the same time, people do have the right to their opinion. I'm a believer in science because I'm a psychologist. I believe in what works. I believe in the data. I believe in the research.
So my very first time, I've pretty much been a mole now, for all of you to know, like COVID hit. I used to
know. I'm being very vulnerable here, and I'm letting you guys all know that I have been a mole.
I've been a mole, right? I used to travel and speak. And of course, that all ended. And so I've just kind of like molded myself to this chair. And this has now been my new world. But last week I did go to Florida. My kids are there. We had kind of an urgent need to take care of. Nothing dramatic, but her car broke down. We had to get her a new car. But they work at Disney. And we went to Epcot. And of course, everybody's wearing a mask. And I'm thinking, it should match my outfit.
Of course.
I think you can hang it out with me too much.
Right? It should be pretty. If I'm gonna wear it, like I want it to be pretty.
Right?
And it's just like I'm fascinated by like what people are choosing. Like it's like their colors, and they have, some of them have statements and all of this stuff. It's like a new fashion statement as well. But we're like telling some, like my husband and I, I'm like, I'm smiling, like just you can't see it because I have my sunglasses on, but I'm smiling. It's like I have to now say what I used to think my face would communicate. I'm having to be I'm having to use my words
Well,
now.
they don't see your face if you have sunglasses and a mask on, right? I remember one of the first times I left with a mask on. Of course, we're getting all these people sending us all these cute masks, and I had all these people sending me like Chanel mask and Swarovski crystal mask, and I had one on, and one of the girls go, "Oh, I like your mask," and somebody else said, "Oh, I like your mask," and my roommate was like, "You're even getting complimented on your mask?"
And so may I charm in, please? And
Charm
so,
away, darling. You're so charming.
Charm away, my love.
okay. And so even when you're thinking about the mask, right? And everything has to be matchy, Angel Tuccy. And so even when thinking about the mask, and you said, Angel, that you have to say, oh, but I'm smiling, right? But isn't it contradictory? Oh, but I'm smiling, because when you think about the mask, behind the mask, right? Like literally behind the mask, we can put on a smile and be broken, by the way we're designed. And so, wow, when I think about behind the mask, there's a mask within us without the mask. And I'll leave it there. Or we wear a mask without a mask.
She's going deep this morning.
Right?
Well, I was actually going to just read your bio, Miss Avis, but I don't see it here in my form. So hold on a second. I'm going to do a quick commercial break for you guys and talk about our sponsors.
Oh, nice.
Who make the Angel and Tina Morning Show possible.
Right, as I'm like now double multitasking here and not doing either of them very well. I lost the screen. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, our morning show is brought to you by our fabulous sponsors. And of course, we're talking a little bit about the Zandra TV network today, since we have a brand new producer, a brand new show coming up, Fashia's On, which you want to absolutely check out. But Zandra TV network is how we are globally syndicated on all of your smart streaming devices. Think about the channels that you watch on demand. The Zandra TV network is on 7 digital streaming platforms, which is where you can catch the Angel and Tina Morning Show, Fashia's On. And if you think you might want to produce your own television show, if you're already producing content or have a podcast, you're doing something on YouTube or social media, call them and see if it's right for you to start doing your own TV production. You can schedule your discovery call by going to their website, beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com. Also, Bliss by the Lake is our clothing sponsor. Super excited to have them on board as a sponsor of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. You can follow them on social media. And then if you're just overwhelmed, too much on your to-do list, and I probably recommend Sonic VA every day. Somebody is saying, I've got too much to do. I've got a new phrase, delegate what you hate. That's Angel's phrase. But Sonic says, do what you do best and hire for all the rest. You can get started with your first ever VA virtual assistant with Sonic VA and get 10% discount off your first 40 hours of service by visiting sonicva.com, sonicva.com. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, they're going to give you that 10% discount off those first 40 hours. And you can hire one or an entire team of virtual assistants. So don't do it, delegate it. Thank you so much to our sponsors for making this show possible and being the bright start to your day. Avis, Nena, how do we find the Fashia's On TV show? Avis.
Would you like to say it?
Sure.
The Fashia's On TV show? Sure. Go ahead, Avis.
Text Fashia's On or text Fashia's On to 66599. Text FASHAZON to 66599.
Okay, 66599. I had to write that down like 3 times. I'm like, oops, scribble, oops, scribble, oops, scribble. 66599. Fashia's On, FASHAZON, Fashia's On. And when does the first production come out? Do you know?
Sometime the first of the year.
Okay.
Around the first of the year.
Well,
So,
we're super excited about that.
So
You're,
excited.
New
you're
year,
looking
new
for
you.
you're looking for guests to be on the show, and they can get more information when they text you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm. Heather, how do we get more information about your upcoming summit or any of the other exciting projects? And I know you even have a gift that you want to give away to our audience today.
Yeah, my website is theenergysynergist.com. And if that sort of conversation about emotional willingness sparked something with whoever is watching on my website, I do have a free download. It is a rating scale so that people can rate how emotionally willing they are. And it has some very intentional journal prompts as well to help people kind of dig deep about why they may or may not be willing to feel their emotions. And that's on my website.
And that's all on her website. Give that one more time.
It's theenergysynergist.com.
theenergysynergist.com. And make sure after the show that all of you that you go on and read the comments, put your call to action, your links directly in those comments and any conversation that was started, that you guys can continue that conversation as well. How about you, Dr. Campbell?
My website is drmelcampbell.com. So it's DRMEL Campbell, like in soup, or some of my students say, good. And as on that website, you will find my book. It's a 365-day journey of affirmations every day to power yourself up. And I also have 15 audio CDs of interviews that I've done with some of the top motivators. So thank you so much for connecting. I'm all over social media. It's been so fun this morning. Thank you.
So, Mel, you have the 365 days of affirmations. Is it dated like so on September 21, or is it just 1 through 365?
1 through 365. So you can do it all year. And it's not just about reading an affirmation. It's about practicing it, feeling it, sharing it with others, and just being totally involved in whatever activity it is for the day. And it's a crazy story how this book got wrote. I don't have too much time to share it, but I didn't write that book. I tapped into something more powerful than me. My spiritual energy, my psychology at an unconscious level, and I wrote the book. I read them like, who wrote this?
We have clients who say that they go back and they read something and they think, I don't remember actually writing this, but it came out of me, right?
Yeah.
And it absolutely. So do you have it there with you? Like, is it handy?
I don't have it with me handy.
I was gonna have you like open it up and just like pick one for us.
Oh.
You have one, like a memorized one that you can share?
Yes. The affirmation that I want to share with you, one of my favorites is your thoughts and your power come from within, ignite it.
Ooh, all right. Well, we're going to be ignited. We're definitely going to be ignited. So final word of encouragement or thought, Heather, you want to share today with our audience?
Oh gosh, whatever you're doing it really well. Just keep going.
Oh, there's an affirmation too, right? I'm doing it well. I'm doing it. I'm doing well. Yeah, because we don't ever tell ourselves we're doing well, do we? Yeah, we find all.
I'm doing it. Period. Right? Like I'm doing it instead of I'm going to.
I am
doing it.
I am doing it. I am doing well. I am on fire, right? I have everything I need inside of me.
I am statements are very powerful. Very, very, very powerful.
Yeah.
I just did a video on YouTube about I am statements. I'm a very believer in those I am statements. I've been doing them for 14 years and they're very, very powerful.
They are powerful. Anything you say after the words I am, your brain believes to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful. Be careful what those words are.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes. Nena, anything you'd like to make sure that you share with our audience today, and how do we find your boutique?
Yes, my boutique, you can find it at on Facebook, and also you can find me on Instagram. Also, I am virtually doing tours with my boutique. So if you would like to do it virtually, you can messenger me. We can do a Facebook Live, just whatever. And I'm here to amplify Nena's Finds Boutique as well as Fashion Design by contributing all of my expertise that I have to uplift all women.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Fabulous. Well, you know what? You are doing it.
Thank
You
you.
are.
Thank you.
And Miss
Avis.
Avis, final words of encouragement. Let's drop another bomb on these guys.
I would like to say that
Or what would you like to charm in?
what are you saying from Dr. Mel? What are you saying that you are not saying? I see the cashmere in you. And so the story behind a cashmere is huge. Don't let a goat come and uproot what God has provided for you and planned for you. I see the cashmere in you. What are you saying that you're not saying?
Ooh,
Okay,
we
I have
had
to,
some.
so
We
we all,
write these down.
why cashmere? Avis, why did you pick cashmere?
Cashmere, okay, wow. I picked cashmere because what you may not know about me is that I am a Ghost Star wife. I lost my husband in 2008. And with that, it's like sometimes people will see the outward of you, but they don't want to take what you've been through to get to where I am today. And know that I could do nothing without the Lord. So the cashmere is, it takes a long time to even create cashmere. And you would think that it comes from like the lamb, right? But no, it comes from a goat. So cashmere is the rise of what you've been through in your life. So I see the cashmere in you. I love cashmere, not only because of what it brings, but because of the history behind it.
Ooh, I didn't know that about cashmere.
Oh, it comes from a goat, a special kind of goat, and it takes years and millions to even create one sweater. It's huge.
Wow.
It's huge.
I figured it wasn't an accident that you picked that fabric. Like, you know,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
love
lot of luxury
cashmere.
fabrics out there, but I figured there had
Cashmere
to be a
wool.
story.
Don't let anyone uproot you.
Hmm.
Amen.
We had a lot of mic drop moments, like everything that they all said for our last bit there. So I hope you guys wrote all these down because they were like,
Those were good. And Mel, did you have one more that you wanted to drop on us?
Yes, do the thing that you don't want to do right away in terms of your health, in terms of your psychology. Do it now. Don't be afraid. Get it done. Don't keep thinking about it. Do the thing you don't want to do right now to your self-care.
ooh, Mel, I don't know if I want to come down there and see you.
Come on. I'm going to motivate you. Come on.
And
Let's
so
go.
in that time in, Mel, I have to agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, even when I could see the men like knocking on my door right now, right? The same men that came. I have a message from you from the Secretary of State. We hate to inform you. If I could turn back all the things I complained about, enjoy who you have today.
Be free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be free. Yes.
Wow, what a beautiful episode.
We went kind of deep today on the Angel and Tina morning show.
Yeah.
Wow. Everything on the
You're so
inside.
precious. Isn't she like simply gorgeous? Heather, you are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. That's a really nice compliment. I appreciate that.
And the yellow looks beautiful on you too, Heather. I know when I
Thank you.
think
Yeah, it is
we-
interesting. We all wound up wearing yellow
Yes.
because I don't own many yellow things, but it was meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
And
God.
you know, and even when we think about our guests and how our guests end up coming on the show, a lot of times they don't know each other, but there's always a connection. There's always a thread, and so we end up. It's almost like matchmaker. You get to meet some really fascinating people that you may not have had a chance to meet in any other way. And so we are so blessed, richly blessed by the opportunities that have come and the people that we've been able to connect and meet with here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show to be the launching pad for anything, you know, an announcement of what you have happening. And so Avis and Nena, kudos to you for being brave,
And
collaborating for
congratulations.
Thank
for
you.
finding each
you.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited to see that relationship transform. And Dr. Campbell and Heather, I just think that this has been a really special episode. So thank you so much for your time and giving so graciously this morning. I'm Angel Tuccy. I am your media matchmaker. We help you if you've got a business, a book, or a brand, and you want to get media exposure and publicity, more people to say, I've heard of you, you've got a story. If more people heard of it, you could make your big impact. So go to my website for your complimentary starter kit at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. And this weekend, we are hosting our final Media Mastery Bootcamp of the year. We do it 3 times a year. And our final Media Mastery Bootcamp is happening this weekend. It is a do not miss event. It is taking us into those final 100 days of the year.
Well, as of today, it's 100 days left.
There's exactly 100 days left in the year. Right? Does that, freak you out, or does that excite you? The thing with publicity and media and exposures, you can completely turn your business around and elevate it within 90 days. So all the things that you've been wanting to do and you think it couldn't happen in this year, I bet you it could, right? But what if it could? Come and join us at the Media Mastery Bootcamp. If you want a special discount ticket to attend, text me. Text the word ANGEL, ANGEL, to the phone number or the text code 26786. 26786. Text the word ANGEL, and I'm going to send you a very special discount code for you to participate and join us this weekend at the Media Mastery Bootcamp.
I love it. What a special episode today. I think so many people got something out of that, right? We have to look inwards, we have to look outwards, and what's behind your mask. Let's all take not only your mask off, but your other mask, right, Avis? I'm Nena Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you are struggling with building your audience, finding the right clients, or even retaining those clients that you already have, I have a complimentary guide that'll help you grow your audience organically, online and offline, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. And you can grab your complimentary guide when you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. We are so grateful and honored that you guys are on our show today, and that you guys are on our audience and our loyal fans. We hope we brought a bright start to your day. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.